If you want to move like a gigabyte file halfway across the world, it takes seconds. But if you want to move four 4K monitors just 100 feet away from the computer running them,
Yeah, that is a whole different story.
right, suddenly you need an $1,800 piece of heavy-duty metal.
So, welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're looking at a spec sheet from HDTVSupply for the Smart-AVI DPX-XT-4P-TX-S. It's a quad-head DisplayPort KVM transmitter.
That is definitely a mouthful, but KVM just stands for keyboard, video, and mouse.
Exactly.
No.
We're talking about taking the entire lifeblood of your workstation, like all your physical inputs and displays, and extending them. And our mission today is to figure out why this specific box costs $1,809.65. So, okay, let's unpack this.
Well, it really highlights a blind spot we have. We're so used to, our wireless mice and just hiding short monitor cables behind a desk plant. We completely underestimate the sheer physical weight of professional uncompressed data. Right, because looking at the specs here, this isn't just mirroring one basic screen. It's pushing 4 uncompressed 4K displays at 30 Hz, fully transparent USB 2.0, and bidirectional stereo audio.
All at the exact same time.
Yeah, and pushing it over 300 feet away.
Yeah.
Trying to send that much raw data that feels like trying to force, I don't know, the water volume of Niagara Falls through a garden hose. It's like a 330-foot digital teleportation portal for an entire high-end workstation.
That's actually the perfect way to picture it. And what's fascinating here is exactly how it covers that 330-foot distance, which is about 100 meters. Because you really can't just use a really long display cable for that.
Oh, because of the electrical resistance, right?
Exactly. Standard display cables push this massive, fragile electrical wave of data, but they're designed for short sprints. If you try to push 4 uncompressed 4K video streams down a DisplayPort cable for more than, say, 10 or 15 feet,
It just hits a wall.
yeah, you hit severe electrical resistance, the wave degrades, the signal attenuates, and your screens just go black.
So if a standard display cable gives out after a few feet, what exactly is this Smart-AVI box doing differently to push that exact same data 330 feet?
It's all about how it repackages the data. Instead of forcing that fragile wave down a display cable, this device actively converts the video and USB signals into network packets. Then it routes those packets over 4 standard CD5E, C6, or 6A network cables.
With like the standard Ethernet cables you just plug into an office wall.
Yep, exactly those. The magic is in the architecture of those cables. Inside a Cat6 cable, the copper wires are tightly twisted together in pairs.
Oh, okay.
And that twisting naturally shields the data from electromagnetic interference and crosstalk. So you're bypassing the physical limits of a display cable by leaning on the robust shielding of network engineering.
I mean, I get the physics of the twisted copper, but I still have to push back a bit on the necessity of this.
Okay, sure.
It's a 1.75-pound, nearly 12-inch metal box, and you have to run 4 physical cables across a building. We live in an era of incredible Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Why wouldn't a professional just buy a few wireless adapters and, like, a wireless keyboard to cross that gap?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, in an enterprise environment, you just cannot afford the compromises of wireless.
Because of the compression.
Yes. Wireless adapters inherently have to compress the video signal to send it through the air, which completely ruins the image quality. And they add lag.
Right, and they're vulnerable to interference.
Highly vulnerable. Every other radio frequency bouncing around a busy office or control room is a risk.
So if you're trading stocks or monitoring air traffic or doing high-end video rendering, a microsecond of latency or a dropped frame isn't just annoying, it's a critical failure.
Precisely. These environments require true plug-and-play uncompressed video and zero latency mouse emulation. By tying everything to a physical sump network extension, this transmitter guarantees instant, flawless, and secure operation.
So that physical unbreakable tether is really the premium you're paying for.
Exactly.
Well, we really turned a dense spec sheet into a lesson on data physics today. The next time you find yourself annoyed because your desktop USB cable is a few inches too short, take a second to appreciate the heavy-duty engineering required to seamlessly stretch a 4-monitor 4K setup the length of a football field.
Yeah, it definitely forces you to respect the invisible infrastructure keeping high-end professional spaces running.
It really does. But it also raises a massive question for the future. As display technology inevitably pushes past 4K into 8K and beyond, those data requirements are going to quadruple again. Will standard physical cables like Cat6 eventually hit an absolute physical wall for uncompressed data?
Oh, for sure, the bandwidth demands are just going to be insane.
Right. Like, are we going to be forced into a total reinvention of how we extend our workstations? Something for you to ponder the next time you're trying to tidy up those cables on your desk?